turn the roadcaster on. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Fans, welcome to the American State Bank for the opening day classic here in Sioux Center, Iowa, the start of the South Dakota season for girls softball. Bringing you the action today is Watchdogs.live Dog-Bone Entertainment. Little different format today, and this year as we try to do something a little new where we interchange with Game Changer and a little simpler setup, just utilizing an iPad and a couple of individual remote cameras. Just doing an audio check here, and I'm giving the thumbs up. So starting shortly here will be the Beresford Watchdogs taking on the Flandreau Flyers. Watchdogs will be the home team. Flandreau Flyers will be the visiting squad. Lineup for the Flyers today, number 4 playing center field will be Addie Hammer. Number 27, Riley Allen, playing as the catcher, will be the second batter. J.C. Sundermeyer will be playing shortstop. We'll get to those as looks like action is ready to go here. So up to bat is Addie Hammer. Center fielder for the Flyers. Pitching today for the Watchdogs is Riley Lorvik, and catching is Ivy Kaiser. First pitch is fouled off the leg, so Hammer now has a count of no balls and 1 strike. Lorvik's pitch just a little off the mark, so it evens things up here at 1 ball, 1 strike. Are running 2 fields here inside the dome at Sioux Center. Other game going on that we are not covering or streaming is Alcester Hudson taking on Freeman, Marion Freeman Academy. Lorvik gets Hammer to swing at one there, so pitcher's count here, 1 ball, 2 strikes is a signal from the home plate umpire, Nate Beeler. That pitch just a little low from Lorvik, even things up here at 2 balls, 2 strikes. If you've got fans that are tuning in or other relatives, feel free to let them know. The Beresford YouTube page will be the best place to probably find all the action. Hammer gets one, chopped to third, over to first base, gets just a little wide. She does round the corner and go towards second. So air on the throw. Hammer reaches first on the air. Brings up the second batter in the lineup, Riley Allen, the catcher. Strike call, Allen looking. Allen settles in for the second pitch here. Just inside, does foul it off. So now count of no balls and 2 strikes here to the 2-batter Allen. She taps the top of her head, acknowledging to coach down on third base. She's got the signal. Tap of the feed, and Allen steps in for an 0-2 count. Lorvik with the delivery. Right at the knees, strike 3. Allen is retired on the K. First out for the Watchdogs. Brings up the third batter, the third baseman, J.C. Sundermeyer. High swing there from Sundermeyer, strike 1. Coach tells her that one's just a little high. She nods in acknowledgement. Settles in, looking at Lorvik. Lorvik with the delivery. Sends another high one. Sundermeyer lays off that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hammers on first, 1 out. Pitch right to second base. Gonna get 1. No, errant throw. Watchdogs with another error. Runners advancing. Watchdogs with a little struggle on the fielding early on here in the contest. Runners Hammer advances to third, Sundermeyer to second. So now with one down, Autumn Bosson, the DP, steps in. That ball's low, gets back to the fence, nobody going. Lorvik just a little low again here. 2 balls, no strikes here to Boston. Boston takes that one looking. She's going to force Lorvik to throw a strike here. 1 down, top of the first. Score 0-0, runners on second and third. Boston chases one up around the upper chest area, fouls that down the right field line. Evens the count up here, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. Runners on second and third, 1 out. Looking, strike 3. Lorvik with another K. Now Lorvik will focus on number 12, Olivia Peters, the pitcher today for the Flandreau Flyers. Good pitch there from Lorvik right across the middle of the plate. Lorvik now ahead, taking the call in from the coaches on the sideline. Just a touch high. 1 ball, 1 strike here to the pitcher, Olivia Peters. 5th batter in the lineup for the Flyers. They get 2 runners on base, both with fielding errors from the Dogs. Peters works down near the knees, fouls that one back off near Superintendent Dustin Dagging. Brings the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and runners on second and third. That pitch just a little low, evens things up here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Good number of fans filling up in the outfield area. Some bleachers out there and chairs. Lorvik strikes her out, 3 Ks in the inning, so Lorvik does the work to avoid the damage of the errors. Watchdogs tied 0-0 as we go to the bottom of the first inning. All right, fans, welcome back to the action. Getting things started here for the Watchdogs will be number 16, Keely Merrigan. She's playing shortstop today for the Watchdogs. Peters settles in, going to deliver her first pitch of the 25 season to Merrigan Keeley, and that pitch is low, so ball one to Keeley Merrigan. Merrigan gets one she likes. Just foul is the call. Just hopped over third base. Must have just snuck to the left side of it. Merrigan, that evens things up here at 1 ball, 1 strike. Peters delivers that one just a little low. Pitch is low, so now 3 balls and 1 strike to count to Merrigan. Good shot there from Merrigan. Bounces off the glove of the shortstop, Hamilton. Hard hit ball. We're going to count that as a single. It was a hard hit shot from Merrigan. Hamilton was working into the gap. Brings up number 24, Ivy Kaiser. Kaiser, the catcher today for the Watchdogs. Merrigan going, throw down attempt, not in time. Merrigan takes second on a stolen base, so Coach Matt Storo looking to be aggressive on the base path. That pitch is high to Kaiser. No outs, Watchdogs with a runner in scoring position. Called strike here to Kaiser. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count. Pitch outside. Peters working well around the plate here early in the season, early in the game. Swing and miss from Kaiser, so Peters with her first strikeout. Brings up the other freshman, Kennedy Merrigan, so back-to-back freshmen in the lineup here. Kennedy playing right field today for the Watchdogs. Sister Keeley on second. Pitch is high. That pitch is high as well. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Kennedy Merrigan. Good one right in the spot. Does cut just foul. Had just a slice on it. Into fair territory. I'm looking straight down the first base line. Foul just out of play a few feet to the right side of fair and foul line. Called strike here on Merrigan looking. 2 balls, 2 strikes. One down here in the bottom of the first inning. Chopper, going to be a tough one to field here. Ball does pull the first baseman away from the base. Does advance Sister Keeley to third. So Kennedy, again, a tough chopper that kind of got into no man's land. Chance to make a play there. We are going to award put an air on that one. Brings up junior Harley Koth. She's second baseman wearing number 14. She takes ball one as Kennedy trots over to second. Flyers not looking to make a play on that one, so now runners at second and third with one out. That ball is inside and a little low, so now 2 balls to Koth. That pitch is just off the outside, so now it's 3 balls and no strikes to Koth. 1 down, runners at second and third. That pitch is well high, so base on balls for Harley Koth. Bases are juiced, brings up junior Taven Valder. Valder, the left fielder for the Dogs. Ball does get away. Kennedy is going to take, Keeley's going to take home on the pass ball. So Watchdogs on the board, up 1-0. Keeley scores, Kennedy goes to third, and Harley goes to second. So now runners at second and third. Valder with 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Might be an opportunity for Valder to lay down a bunt. We'll see what Coach does. That is what he's looking for to do. Forces Flyers into a really tough spot. Valder's going to round it and just go straight to second. Really quick on her feet. So just what Coach Storo has kind of been preaching in practice, being aggressive at the plate, aggressive on the bases. Koth goes to third. Valder with the single bunt. And then takes second. Brings up the sophomore, number 20, Reese Olson. She's the center fielder for the Watchdogs. First pitch, fouls it off the leg or foot. Watchdogs lead 2-0. 1 down here in the bottom of the first. That pitch is high. 1 ball, 1 strike. That ball is well off the mark. Olson watches that one. 2 balls and 1 strike now the count. That pitch is high. Olson swings at the first one right off the edge of the plate, fouls it off, and then takes 3 straight balls. Now 3 balls, 1 strike. That pitch is low. It's going to be ball 4 for Olson. She'll take first on the base on balls. Head coach for the Flandreau Flyers, Ryan Mallinger, would like a timeout to talk with his crew. Watchdogs will be looking to bring up number 2, Ashlyn Olson. She's the third baseman for the Watchdogs. Spot that was typically through most of last season held by Hallie Livingston, the senior who graduated. So now sophomore Ashlyn Olson, bases loaded, 1 out, bottom of the first inning, Dogs up 2-0. Gets her first plate appearance of the 2025 season. Peter settles in, delivers her first pitch to Olson. Olson swings at that one and misses, so no balls, 1 strike. Good base runners on for the Watchdogs. Got Koth at third, Taven Valder very quick at second, and Reese Olson at first, who can move well. Bunt gets down, going home. Tag was made, so Koth was not able to get there. The bunt does, again, move the runners around. Taven Valder caught in a pickle here. I'm not sure. A lot of confusion down there in third base, and I can't quite see what's happening. Right next to me is the Beresford team, and the coach is standing there, and then all of the confusion of the runners getting caught up in the chaos. Did not see exactly what happened, but players who were down are back up on their feet, so that did end the inning. So unfortunately, some base running errors cost the Watchdogs there. That will complete the first inning. Watchdogs 2, Flyers 0. We'll go to the second here after this quick break. Our fans, welcome back. Top of the second here. Up for the Flyers is number 23, Diamond Roy, the left fielder. Lorvik's pitch is high. Again, Watchdogs had kind of a squeeze bunt there, bases loaded. Nice job by the Flyers to get that out. And then the base runner that was on third for the Watchdogs got caught in no man's land there, kind of looking to get him caught off guard, and got tagged going back to third. Roy with now a strike against her, so 1 ball, 1 strike to Diamond Roy. Swinging strike 2. Lorvik ahead of the count here, 1 ball, 2 strike. Looked like a little something maybe off speed there. Fouled out of play, so count remains 1 ball, 1 strike. Excuse me, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jared Olson on the call here for the early games. I believe Beresford High School senior Easton Boone will be coming. Koth gets that one picked up. Easy toss over to the senior Lily Seivert. So the 4-3 put out brings up the first out of this half of the inning for the Flyers. Brings up number 32, Addie Kroll, the second baseman for the Flyers. Easton Boom should be coming in and covering some games a little bit later. Again, we are taking this stream and we're sending it directly to the Watchdogs Game Changer feed. So if you're a follower on the Watchdogs Game Changer, that'll be for the Beresford games only. All the other games will be streamed on Field 1 to the Watchdogs live YouTube page. So you're going to go and search for Watchdogs live on YouTube, and you'll see game 1, which is this game, game 2, game 3, game 4, and we'll kind of keep feeding these into there. Lorvik with another K. That's her 3rd strikeout of the day. Excuse me, her 4th strikeout of the day. She got 3 strikeouts in the first inning. Picks up 1 here, so that's 4 Ks on the day so far for Lorvik early into the game. 1 2/3 innings through. Brings up Nora Hamilton. Shortstop for the Flyers. She watches that one. So again, any games on Field 1, we'll be here covering 8 games today. Be pool play. Shot is going to get into the gap. Grab by Merrigan. She gets it in quickly, so good single there from Nora Hamilton. Good little liner that got over top of Coe's head and just got into shallow right field. Brings up number 14, Allie Scheppel. She's the first baseman for the Flyers. Ball 1 high. Sends that one down to first base. Keeping Hamilton honest over there. Scheppel, first baseman, on first is Nora Hamilton. shot into the gap. That's going to get out to left field. Valder does get in front of it, quickly gets it over to second. So now 2 singles in a row have the Flyers cooking. Back to the top of the lineup here, Addie Hammer. Reached on an error in the first. She's got runners at first and second with 2 outs. Swings at a high one. Off speed, bounces off the roof. It's going to be called a dead ball, so we'll just kind of review that now while we're here. If a ball is in fair territory, hits the roof, the defense has a chance to field it for an out. If they don't, it's a dead ball, foul ball. So, again, would have been a high pop fly right over the second baseman, hit the roof, lands, Koth couldn't quite get under it. So, dead ball, runners go back to first and second. Hammer looks at that one, strike 3, so she's retired, and so are the Flyers in that half of the inning. No runs on a couple hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. Back with the bottom half of the second inning, Watchdogs at bat. All right, fans, welcome back to the bottom half of the second inning here. Watchdogs bring 8th grader Brindley Moaning, wearing number 8. She's the DP today. Watches that first pitch from Peters as a ball. That pitch is high. Looks at a first strike here from Peters, so now the count to Moaning, 2 balls and 1 strike. Right on the inside edge, 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Moaning. Gets a good chop at it, out into center field, over the head of the center fielder. Moaning rounds first, goes to second, looking at 3. Throw is off the mark, so what turns into a stand-up triple for the 8th grader, Brindley Moaning. Ball gets over the center fielder's head, and the Watchdog fans out in center field are going wild. We've got a leadoff triple from the 8th grader, Brindley Moaning. She was cooking around the bases. What a way to start her 2025 season. Brings up her classmate and pitcher, 8th grader number 28, Riley Lorvik. She fouls one. That one's going to go out of play. Moaning watched 4 pitches, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 5th one, she made Peters pay. Got a hold one out into deep center field. Good eye there from Lorvik. That one looked just off the edge. So now 1 ball, 1 strike. There's Moaning on third. Lorvik flinched a little bit. Decided to let that one go. Called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Runner on third. Off speed catches Lorvik, so Peters with a second strikeout, first out of this inning. Back to the top of the lineup, senior Keely Merrigan had a single stolen base in the first, watches this one. Another ball to the senior Merrigan. Pitch is a ball, so now 3 balls and no strikes to Merrigan. With 1 out, you would assume she's going to look here, but good all-around athlete. She's the type of person that Coach Storrow would allow to have a green light here on a 3-0. And she does swing at that one, kind of coming right across the middle of the plate, got in front of it and fouled it down. With the runner in scoring position, she's the type of batter you'd want at the plate, aggressive, makes good contact. Gets one she can get a hold of, gonna score the run. Play is made at first, but Merrigan did her job and brings in Moaning for another run for the Watchdogs. So Keely Merrigan retired on the 6-3 putout. 2 outs in the inning, brings up freshman Ivy Kaiser, the catcher. Struck out her first time at bat. Strike swinging. Peters with the delivery. Kaiser goes after a tough one up high, fielded by the shortstop, so another 6-3 putout. Flyers get their way out of there, but do give up another run, so with 2 complete, it's Watchdogs 3, Flyers 0. We'll be back with the top half of the third. Our fans, welcome back to the top half of the third inning. Rule and point of emphasis here for the softball season is 60 seconds between half innings for the defense to get out and the offense to be ready. Ivy Kaiser as the catcher was the third out, so it takes just a little bit longer to get the catcher gear on, so that would be the reason for that half the inning to take just a little bit longer is just simply the catcher gear getting put on, and then Lorvik taking 1 warm-up pitch, and that first real pitch here to Riley Allen, the catcher for the Flyers, was a ball. That one is fouled out of play. So now 1 ball, 1 strike to Riley Allen, the catcher. She struck out her first time at bat here for the Flyers. That was in the top half of the first. Pitch from Lorvik's low and inside, so now 2 balls, 1 strike to Allen. That pitch is high. 3 balls, 1 strike. It's number 27, Riley Allen. Pitch is low, so ball 4. Allen will take first on the base on balls. She rounds first and then comes back. That was her 1 stop technically, so not a violation of the look back rule. Brings up number 3, J.C. Sundermeyer. Chopper down third baseline is going to go foul. Sundermeyer, the third baseman for the Flyers. She was the one that I believe was mixed up in that contact in the bottom of the second or first inning it would have been. Pitch is up by the head. Good move there by Sundermeyer to get down and avoid the contact. Brings the count 1 ball, 1 strike here to Sundermeyer. Riley Allen at first base. Ball is high. Got a pickle. Allen is in trouble out here. Watchdogs forcing her into it. That was Lily Seibert, the senior, deciding she had her and could apply the tag. Fortunately, it looks like Allen is down here after the leap and fall for second base. Allen with a little bit of a lead off that was just a little too big. Kaiser ripped it down to first base where Lily Seibert had it. Allen got caught in the pickle, back and forth. Allen made the attempt, said I'm going to second, and Seibert dove to apply the tag. And Allen got shooken up on the play. I kind of got a little mixed up in the count. We'll see where we end up here when typically a break in the action like this, the umpire will clearly signal where they're at. Allen is back on her feet and walking off with Beresford's athletic trainer, Tyler Hagan. We appreciate Avera Sports and everything they do for us as part of Watchdog Athletics. And Allen is kind of holding her belly. Maybe she just had the wind hopefully knocked out of her. Did not get a signal on the count. We'll watch for that to be brought here. Swing strike from Sundermeyer. Now we get a call from home plate umpire Nate Beeler. 2 balls, 2 strikes. JC gets a hold of one. It's out in the gap. One hops right in front of the center fielder, Reese Olson. She fields it and brings it in. So good base hit there from JC Sundermeyer. Brings up number 15, Autumn Boston, the DP. DP is tied to the flex, and that is Elodie Amdahl. She's playing right field, so she's taking care of the defensive duties while Autumn Boston takes care of the offensive side with the bat. Fouls that first one off. Lorvik with the delivery. Chopper back to Lorvik. She's going to get the 1 out at first. So the 1-3 put out from Lorvik gets Boston for the second out. They allow J.C. Sundermeyer to go to second on the fielder's choice. Brings up the pitcher, number 12, Olivia Peters. Struck out her first time at bat. She's got a runner in scoring position. Takes a look at strike one. Swinging strike two. So now no balls and 2 strikes to Olivia Peters. Strike 3 looking right down the middle of the plate. Good pitch there from the 8th grader, Riley Lorvik. That is another strikeout for Lorvik. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 5, 6 strikeouts for Lorvik so far on the day. She leaves the runner stranded. Couple hits for the Flyers. No runs. They leave 1. That is 2.5 complete. We'll be back with the bottom half of the 3rd after this quick break. All right, fans, welcome back. Bottom half of the 3rd. Kennedy Merrigan, the freshman, strike swinging from first pitch from Peters here in the bottom half of the 3rd. Watchdogs do lead 3-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. 7-inning game here in these first pool play games. That pitch from Peters is high, gets back to the net. Again, Watchdog games you can find on the Beresford Game Changer because we have the stream and key. We're able to kind of sync our feed into there. But all games on Field 1, Merrigan fouls that one off. All games here on Field 1, all 8 games today will be streamed to the Beresford Live YouTube page. So you can either look on watchdogs.live or go directly to, on YouTube, Watchdogs Live, and you'll see Game 1, Game 2, Game 3, Game 4, Game 5, etc. Pretty good pitch there from Peters. Really off-speed pitch. You kind of tell coming. It's just a little different delivery. Kind of died right in front of the plate. And nice job by Kennedy to hold off and not get tricked by that one. Evens things up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Bottom of the 3rd. Good pitch. Peters brings the heat that time and does pick up the K against Kennedy Merrigan for the first out. 1, 2, I see 3 strikeouts here for Peters so far on the day. Brings up Harley Koth, the junior. She reached on a base on balls in the first. Gets a good pitch there right off the start. Fouls it off the dome roof. Hits Superintendent Dagan. He throws it back into play. Off-speeder. Koth holds on it. It's a short chopper. Lands right in front of the right fielder. Koth turns and goes to second. So Coach Short again being aggressive on the bases. Koth is almost thrown out at second, but the ball did get away. We are going to count that a single. And then just a little fielding error where it kind of went off the glove and rolled away from the right fielder. Koth was able to take second. Brings up Taven Valder. Reached on a bunt earlier in the game. Strike looking here, gets a look at Peters. Koth is on second base, 1 out. Valder settles back in. Peters on the plate, delivers. Bunt gets down. Valder's going to reach on this. Yup, ball's going to get away, potentially no. Nice snag there on first base. But just where that thing got and Valder's speed, you could tell she was going to reach. So Valder with another bunt. Now we have runners at first and third with run out. Brings up the center fielder, Reese Olson. She gets a call, and I can hear Coach Ryan Mallinger, yelling out, "Watch for the bunt." Could likely take one here and let Valder just get over to second, and that's what they do. So Watchdogs watch one here. Let Valder get over to second. So now it's Valder at second, Koth at third, Reese Olson, 1 ball, no strikes. Gets a chop, going to hit the ceiling. Does land where the second baseman can get a hold of it, so that is F4. Nice job there by Addie Kroll to get the second out. Now Ashlyn Olson at the plate. Runners on second and third. First pitch is high. Pitch is low and inside as well. So now 2 balls and no strikes to Ashlyn Olson. She's got Koth on third and Valder on second. Anything in the outfield will score Valder. The pitch is just on the outside edge of the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Ashlyn Olson. Sophomore third baseman. Good pitch right across the plate. Evens things up here at 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down, 2 runners on. Pitch is high. Now full count. Bottom of third inning. Watchdogs up 3-0. Ashlyn Olson at the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners on second and third. That pitch is low. Ball 4. That now loads things up for the 8th grader Brindley Moaning, who had the stand-up triple in the bottom of the second inning. She now gets the bases juiced with 2 out and a 3-run lead against Peters. Pitch is low and inside. Chopper down to third, any base. Wise play there, so nice job from the third baseman, J.C. Sundermeyer, just to grab that thing and go touch her own base. So good base awareness. Money's retired on the fielder's choice. Watchdogs strand runners, and we go to the top of the 4th inning. All right, quick turnaround. Again, the emphasis of 60 seconds or under. They were well under that. So quick turnaround at the plate, or excuse me, at the base here in the box is Diamond Roy. Left fielder for the Flyers. She swings at a high strike 1 from the pitcher, Riley Lorvik. Roy was put out in the second inning on a 4-3 putout. Got a good one across the plate, fouls that one back out of play. One of the Flyers players quickly grabs it and sends it back out to Lorvik. So now no balls, 2 strikes to Roy. We're in the top of the 4th. Flyers 0, Watchdogs 3. Ooh, strike 3 looking. Lorvik with another K, first one of this inning. I should probably just put totals at the bottom. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7 strikeouts for Lorvik. Brings up Addie Kroll. Second baseman, had a nice little catch off the ceiling a short bit ago. Struck out her first time at bat on the bottom of the second. Strike 1 swinging. Another good one right at the knees. Good pitch from Lorvik. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. One's fouled back out of play. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. If you're looking to get out today, come on down to Sioux Center. The bridge at Hudson is under construction, so you'd have to go down through Hayward, maybe one of your 2 options. Strike 3 swinging, another K from Lorvik, second this inning, 8th of the game. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of the game. Brings up Nora Hamilton, shortstop for the Flyers. Reached on a single earlier in the game. The dome is very comfortable, especially compared to outside. It's dry in here. There's no breeze, but it is just a touch chilly. So if you're coming down to catch a game a little bit later throughout the day, that pitch is a little low as well. Bring some layers, maybe even a light set of gloves. It's comfortable, but if you just sit around for a couple hours watching softball, you're gonna want a little bit of layers and maybe even just a little something for your hands. The pitch is high. Three balls, no strikes. 2 down here in the top of the 4th. Ooh. Strike looking. 3 balls, 1 strike. Lorvik with the 3-1 delivery. It's a chopper. It's going to go foul. Fills the count up. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down here in the top of the 4th. Full count here to number 5, Nora Hamilton. Strike 3 looking. That's 9 Ks in the game through 4 innings, or 3.5 for Lorvik. 1, 2, 3. Lorvik, 3 up, 3 down, 3 more Ks. Watchdogs will be up to bat here in the bottom half of the 4th, and it will be the 8th grader, Riley Lorvik, who just sat down 3 players. She'll be the next one up to bat. All right, both teams taking this quick turnaround between innings serious here. So about 20, 25 seconds. We didn't get through our commercial. Up to bat, pitcher and 8th grader Riley Lorvik, wearing number 28. Struck out her first time at bat. Watches a ball here from Peters. That's another low pitch. Now 2 balls and no strikes to Lorvik. Lorvik watches another one, 3-0. Just assume she's going to watch this one. Nope, cut at it. This might be in a trouble area. No, center fielder does get under it. So F8 for the first out of the inning. Brings up top of the order, Keely Merrigan. Reached on a single, then was thrown out on sacrifice where she brought in and scored a run, drew an RBI on a 6-3 put out. Pitch is just a little high. She holds off on that one. Ooh, good cut. This one's into center field. Good job out there in center. Get you the player so we can get a little recognition for that individual. Addie Hammer out in center field. She retires 2 in a row. And now Peters and Hammer, pitcher and center fielder, making quick work of the Watchdogs here in the bottom half of the fourth. Brings up the catcher and freshman Ivy Kaiser, a little chopper right in front of the plate. Peters gets that one. Just about got away from the first baseman, but the 1-3 put out retires the Dogs in quick fashion. So now with 4 complete, it's Flyers 0, Watchdogs 3. We'll be back with the top half of the fifth. All right, fans, welcome back to the Beresford season opener tournament held at the American State Bank Dome in Sioux Center, Iowa. So the start of the South Dakota Girls Softball 2025 season kicks off here in Sioux Center. Up to bat is number 14, Allie Scheppel. Pitch from Lorvik's just a little low here to start the top half of the fifth. Gets Scheppel to swing at one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lorvik's pitch low, gets away from Kaiser, back against the net. 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, a 7-inning game here in pool play. We're coming up on an hour. Kind of got them slated for an hour and a half. So if this finishes, give us a little time to get the next team warmed up and keep things kind of on schedule. Lorvik picks up a swinging strike here from Scheppel. So now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Strike swinging, another K for Lorvik. That's 10. First out of this inning, 10 total Ks on the game. Back to the top of the lineup for the Flyers. Number 4, Addie Hammer, center fielder. We just referenced her with a couple good plays out in center. First one she had to kind of come in a ways. Second one she just had to move a little bit to her right. Hot feet in the plate, fouls that one off. Goes back behind the catcher. Pitch just gets away from Lorvik. 1 ball, 1 strike. She looks at her hand. Ooh, just about wanted to. Hammer wanted to go up after that one, held off wisely. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Hammer. Wants to go upstairs again, but is patient enough to hold off. 3 balls, 1 strike. Gets that one right in there. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Addie Hammer, 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Swinging strike. Strikeout for Lorvik. That's 11 strikeouts. 5, 6 in a row for her. Brings up a Riley Allen, the catcher. Ooh, good looking pitch, just a little high. Kind of had to look back. I said 5, but no, she finished the 3rd with a strikeout. Struck out 3 in a row in the 4th, and now 2 in the 5th. So it's 6 Ks in a row here for Lorvik. Now working against Riley Allen. Ball's just a little low, gets away from Kaiser. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Allen. 2 outs, nobody on. Chopper to second, sent over to Seivert, so the 4-3 put out. And I was actually fast enough to be on the camera and get moved to a different view for you. So the string of strikeouts from Lorvik ends, but another 1-2-3 inning from the Dogs. And after 4.5 complete, Watchdogs 3, Flyers 0. Watchdogs will be looking to bring up Kennedy Merrigan, Harley Koth, and Taven Valder here in the bottom half of the 5th. All right, now we had catcher on the Flyers side, had to get a quick gear change between innings, but we're back here on Watchdogs Live. Dogbone Entertainment on the call. Jared Olson. Have Easton Boom coming a little bit later to do a game or 2 or 3. Has not brought her hands together. Now they came together and apart. Kennedy Merrigan with 1 ball. Strike swinging here for Kennedy. Again, right fielder wearing number 13. She's a freshman. Reached on an error in the 1st. Struck out in the 3rd, and now here in the 5th, a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes after she just fouled that one off. Oh, she went up for it. Could be the 1-3 put out. Kennedy Merrigan went up high above the head at a chopper. Nice job by Peters to get a hold of it and send it over to first base. So retires Kennedy Merrigan on the 1-3 putout, brings up the junior Harley Koth. Outside ball one. Reached on a base on balls in the first, single in the third. Going to foul that one down the first baseline out of play. Evens a count here up at 1-1 strike in the fifth inning. First softball season sanctioned in South Dakota. Beresford did schedule a game against Del Rapids here in Sioux Center at the American State Bank Dome. So if you're ever looking for a little bit of South Dakota girls softball trivia, the first ever sanctioned girls game was between the Del Rapids Warriors and the Beresford Watchdogs. And that game was held in Sioux Center, Iowa. Koth now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Thought then kind of came after being here is, maybe we could host an opening day tournament. So in this kind of late March time frame, strike 3, so strikeout for Peters. Koth is retired. Second out of the inning. And last year we held the first opening day tournament. And again, it was kind of cruddy weather outside, so it's a good day to be inside. It's much like today. Rainy and cool outside. A couple games were scheduled and canceled or postponed. Brings up Taven Valder. Valder, quick feet, got out of the way of that one, so now 2 balls and no strikes. Valder reached on a bunt single in the first, reached on a bunt single in the third. Looking at 3 balls and no strikes here in the fifth. Ball bounces, ball 4. Valder does round first. Again, that's her one stop. Does retreat immediately back to first base, so no violation of the look-back rules. Brings up Reese Olson, the center fielder. Reached on a base on balls in the first. Flew out to the second baseman in the third, and now her third at-bat here. She squares the bunt, pulls it back. Valder gets into second base without any trouble. Throw down attempt. Was a ball, but I assume the call for Reese was fake a bunt and pull it back, knowing that Valder was going to steal. Framed up, a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Olson. Valder at second. Again, anything that gets past the infield, Valder would score. 2 balls and 1 strike. That ball is high as well. Kind of back to finish up the conversation on the tournament last year that we held indoors. It was an 8-team tournament. Expanded it to 12 teams just to try to make things work. Reese looks at that one, called strike, fills things up, 3 balls, 2 strikes. So it's 12 teams today, split into 4 pools of 3 teams in each pool. Pool champs will play each other, and then those semifinal champs will play. Valder takes third. Reese is going to probably round first. She's still moving. She gets 1 stop, and she has to retreat immediately, so she's good. Base on balls for Reese Olson. Valder takes third while she's at it. Brings up Ashlyn Olson, runners at the corner. She squares the bunt, pulls it back. Same thing, allowing Reese Olson to take second. So now no balls, 1 strike to Ashlyn Olson, runners in scoring position with 2 down. Gets a good cut at one, fouls it right back over by Superintendent Dagan and AD Owen Ronaldo, commonly referred as Rendell. No balls, 2 strikes now to Ashlyn Olson. Runners in position. Ashlyn Olson hangs in there for an off-speeder that kind of comes by the brim of her helmet. Another changeup that's going to land in front of the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 down. Bottom of the 5th. Watchdogs 3, Flyers 0. It's now full count here to Ashlyn Olson. Swinging strike. Peters gets out of it. Good pitch there from Peters to get the 3rd out and leave more Watchdog runners stranded. After 5 complete, it is Watchdogs 3, Flyers 0. Be back with the top half of the 6th. All right, fans, welcome back to the action. We do have a new pitcher warning up for the Watchdogs. That is Brindley Moaning. She was the DP. So she's got a spot in the batting order. She'll go to pitcher. We'll see when we kind of come through the lineup. I believe I know what the Watchdogs are doing here, but Brindley Moaning again was the DP. She'll come in to pitch. First pitch from the 8th grader Brindley Moaning is a strike to J.C. Sundermeyer. Sundermeyer again wearing number 3 and playing 3rd base. Sundermeyer reached on an error in the 1st, single in the 3rd. Now her 3rd at bat here in the 6th, strike swinging. So now no balls and 2 strikes. I did have the official count for Lorvik as 11 strikeouts through her 5 innings of work. Moaning sends one low, blocked by Kaiser. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to J.C. Sundermeyer. Chop right back to the pitcher. She's got time to field it. Bang, bang play. She reaches. Hopefully Moaning's okay. Officials will call time. She kind of gave the head nod that she's all right. So hot shot right back to the pitcher. Sundermeyer too quick down by the time Moaning had a chance to field it and make the play at first. Brings up Autumn Boson, the DP. Strike swinging, throw down attempt. Play is there. Ball got away. Call is out, so the ball did pop out. The tag was applied. He was there early. Ivy Kaiser with the throwdown coach is going to come out and talk to the base ump on that one. Tag applied, it was the explanation. Ball did pop out at one point, but he says tag was applied. So Sundermeyer caught stealing. So the 2-4 put out, 2-6 put out. Got to get caught up on Boson here. I believe that first one was a strike. That one was a strike, so I believe the count is no balls and 2 strikes. Reach and a foul, that one back at a play. Now I know for sure there's 2 strikes. Moaning, that pitch just a little low, no hurt in that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Autumn Boson. Foul tip, so Boson staying alive here. Top of the 6th, again, Watchdogs lead 3-0. Flyers have had a couple runners in scoring position, just haven't quite able to bring them in. Good pitch, right back to the pitcher. She sends it over to first base, so the 1-3 put out against Boson is the second out of the top of the 6th here. Brings up Olivia Peters, the pitcher. Strikeout in the first, strikeout in the third, and now her third at bat here. Her first look at 8th grader Brindley Moaning. Moaning's pitch just a little bit high. Peters steps in, now she steps 1 foot back out. Moaning looks in for the delivery, rocks back, brings her hands together, delivers. Ball is low, so now 2 balls and no strikes to Peters. Strike. Right down the middle, 2 balls, 1 strike now to Olivia Peters. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Hour and 15 minutes into this game here. That pitch is low. 3 balls and 1 strike. Again, if you're looking to watch more games on Field 1, you're going to want to go to the Beresford YouTube page. Be Watchdogs Live on YouTube. Pitch was close. Ball 4. Olivia Peters reaches on a base on balls. Lorva got the count at 3-1. Now we've got Boson on first. Peters on first. Diamond Roy up to bat. 4-3 put out in the second and a strikeout in the 4th. Chop right up the middle. That one's going to get through. Peters not going to look to go 3. Olson quickly gets it in. So now Diamond Roy with a single up the middle. Got Peters in scoring position on second. Roy on first. Head coach Ryan Mallinger is talking to home plate umpires, make a substitution. Do have number 24 up to bat here. 24 substitution is Kenzie Gregory. So Gregory now with her first at bat. Strike 1 swinging. Runners at first and second, 2 out here, top of the 6th. Watchdogs lead 3-0. Watchdogs just looking for that simplest out. get out of this scoring threat and retain that 3-run lead. Pitch is just a little low. Again, anybody paying attention or watching on the Beresford Game Changer app or feed, Game 2 or games later that are not Watchdog games, you're going to want to go to YouTube, look for Watchdogs Live. Gregory fouls that one back at a plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Gregory. Strike 3, so Moaning gets out of that half the inning, picks up her first strikeout of the game and her first strikeout of the season. So nice job by Moaning to work through that one against the pinch hitter, Kenzie Gregory. After 5.5 complete innings, it's Watchdogs 3, Flyers 0. Watchdogs will be up Moaning. We'll see where head coach Matt Sturrow is now talking to home plate umpire. So we'll be patient as what we might see here in the bottom half of the 6th. All right, fans, welcome back here. Bottom half of the 6th inning brings up Brindley Moaning, was the DP, now brought in as the pitcher. She was the 8th slot in the batting lineup, and that is where we're at. Pitch was a little high. Pitch is outside. Inside off speeder, and Moaning does kind of swinging at it and attempt at almost self-defense. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Brindley Moaning. She had that triple in the 2nd. And then I didn't make very good notes in the 4th what happened. Strike looking here, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Strike 3 swinging, so Moaning is retired to start out the 6th. Okay, so now Coach Storrow is going to make a substitution here, bringing in number 19, Capri Molinix. She'll be in the 9th slot, replacing starting pitcher Riley Lorovic. All right, Capri with her first at bat here in the 2025 season. Had the privilege of working a scrimmage, umpired a scrimmage here for the Watchdogs, and Capri had a nice hit out to the outfield, stand-up double. She takes this one as a ball 1 looking. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes here to Capri Molinix, wearing number 19. That one's high. Good eye and hold there. She took a big step and wanted to unload on it, but she was patient at the plate here. 3 balls and no strikes. That one is a called strike. No problem with that one. 3-0 count, now 3-1. Bottom of the 6th inning, Watchdogs 3, Flyers 0. Good shot there right to the shortstop. Good contact from Capri Molinix. Got bad on ball. 3-1 count. Sent it right to the shortstop. Nora Hamilton. Top of the lineup, he brings up Keely Merrigan. Watches ball one. Had a single in the first, put out on a 6-3 fielder's choice, and then a fly out to center field in the fourth. So, fourth at bat here for Merrigan. Ball is low and inside. 2 down here. Bottom of 6. Ball 3 to Merrigan. Talked about it in the fourth, 3-0 count, and the second 3-0 count, and went after it. Same here. That's up in the lights. That is a foul ball. So home plate umpire, it's his discretion, but basically anything up along the lights is right down the foul line. Anything there is just an immediate foul ball because the ball was in foul territory when it hit the roof. Ball 4 to Keely Merrigan. She reaches on a base on balls. Brings up the catcher, Ivy Kaiser, with 2 outs. She had her shin guards on, so she's got some teammates out there helping to shed those off. Kaiser struck out in the first, 6-3 put out in the second, and a 1-3 put out in the fourth. Kaiser settles in. Peters readies to pitch. Pitch is high. Keely Merrigan with a good lead off at first. The pitch is high. Again, Merrigan with a big lead. Catcher Riley Allen did kind of look both times, but didn't give any fake attempt or anything. Whoa, that almost got a Sioux Falls Christian Charger girl. Hard ripper there from Ivy Kaiser, came around on it. Sioux Falls Christian girls are warming up and kind of preparing for their next game, and the fence is just a little bit lower over there. That girl was paying attention and ducked at just the right time. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ball 3 now to Kaiser. Off speeder on the inside. That's ball 4. Okay, now we got catcher on first with 2 outs. So they're going to bring in number 15, Kate Dagan, the sophomore. She's going to be the courtesy runner for the catcher, Ivy Kaiser. She'll start putting her catching gear on for the top of the 7th. Bring up number 13, the right fielder, Kennedy Merrigan. Ball 1 to Kennedy. Reached on an error in the first, strikeout in the third, 1-3 put out in the 5th. Good shot. It's the center field, only a couple steps to the right, and the center fielder grabs it. That's 3 outs, so F8. Kennedy Merrigan is retired, and so are the Watchdogs in the 6th. So we go to the top half of the 7th. Watchdogs can hold on there. The game will be over. But due up for the Flyers in the 7th will be Hamilton, Sheppel, and then to the top of their lineup. Back right after this quick commercial break. All right, 7-inning game here in pool play. So this top of the 7th here. Flyers the visitor on the scoreboard. They're down 3-0, so their last attempt here and go. Nora Hamilton looks at a strike from Brindley Moaning, relief pitcher for the Watchdogs. Moaning saw 5 batters in the 6th inning, 1 strikeout. The pitch is low and inside to Hamilton. I apologize, we possibly lost a camera here. It's the one right behind home plate. Shot out to left field. Call is out. Taven Valder out there, so Dustin, can you check that camera? So F7 for the first out. Coming off the bench, Haley-Ann Scheppel, number 21. Okay. We'll just work and see what we can come up with here. Okay, Haley-Ann Scheppel pinch hitting here for Allie Scheppel. Again, I apologize, we lost our main camera right behind home plate. We're working to try to restore that. Swinging strike here, number 21, Haley-Ann Scheppel. 1 down, top of the 7th. Flyers trail by 3. Strike looking, so that's a strikeout for Brindley Moaning for the 2nd out of the inning. Brings off a leadoff hitter, Addie Hammer, the center fielder. Got plenty of action out there on defense. Now she's looking for some excitement here on offense. Reached on an error in the 1st, strikeout in the 2nd, and a strikeout in the 5th. Her first look at Brindley Moaning. Moaning, ball 1. Pop fly, did not hit the roof. Merrigan under it, that is the 3rd out. Watchdogs take the victory 3-0. That is the end of the 1st game. Watchdogs win 3-0 over the Flandreau Flyers. Addie Hammer flies out to the shortstop, so F6. Big probably note here defensively for the Watchdogs was starting pitcher Riley Lorvik. 11 Ks in the victory. Good relief pitching from Brindley Moaning. She picks up 2 strikeouts and some big timely outs to kind of put this thing away. And our camera is back again, so good work to Superintendent Dagan bringing the camera back just as the game finished. Again, anybody tuning in for the following games here, Sioux Falls Christian is warming up, and they are going to take on Baltic here at 10:30. We're past that, so we're going to be a couple minutes behind, but you're going to want to go to YouTube, Watchdogs Live YouTube. It's our school YouTube channel, or watchdogs.live. You will catch that game there. We will end this stream, and we'll start up the new one you will have to watch on YouTube.